guys, welcome back to the Libations Academy. Let's talk Chardonnay. There's a lot of people out there that love to hate on Chardonnay, particularly people that I think are getting into wine but don't have a real true appreciation for wine. Chardonnay happens to be my favorite grape in the entire world. No joke, if I had to go to a deserted island and drink one wine for the rest of my life, it would most definitely be Chardonnay. And that's because there are so many different styles of Chardonnay out there. First of all, Chardonnay makes dry wine, it makes sweet dessert wine, it makes sparkling wine. There's just so many options. So Chardonnay is the #1 planted grape in the entire world. So pretty much anywhere that there is wine being made, you can bet that there's gonna be some Chardonnay planted there as well. So you find Chardonnay from all over the world. Its hometown is Burgundy, which is a very famous wine region in France. Pretty cool climate, and the Chardonnays that come out of Burgundy are just so good. If you've ever heard of Chablis before, this is a region within Burgundy that is really, really famous for its Chardonnays. But like I said, you can find Chardonnay from everywhere. So particularly here in the United States, California is really well known for Chardonnay. I mean, they make Chardonnay all across the state. They also make some really great Chardonnays out of Washington. And one of my favorite regions that's not as well known would be Oregon. They make some really incredible Burgundian style Chardonnays from there as well, which of course I would love. You can also get Chardonnay from Australia. You can get it from Chile, from Argentina. I even have a Chardonnay in my cellar from Spain. So when I'm telling you that Chardonnay comes from all over the world, it really does. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the profile of Chardonnay. So like I said, Chardonnay comes in all shapes and sizes, and it's a relatively neutral grape, so it's really up to the winemaker to decide what style he or she wants to make. And a big proponent of that is deciding whether the wine is going to come into contact with oak. So when a winery keeps the Chardonnay that they're making away from oak, you're really going to get a lot of fruity highlights in that wine. So typical fruity notes we get in Chardonnay are apple, pear, citrus notes like lemon, lime, and in a little bit warmer climates, you'll get some pineapple or tropical notes. But if a winery decides to age their Chardonnay in oak, it's going to completely change the character of that wine. So Chardonnays that see oak will have more of a vanilla or baking spice aroma to them. Many of them go through malolactic fermentation, which will give them a creamy, buttery complexity. And then some wineries will even keep their Chardonnays in contact with the lees, which will give a nice toasty, bready complexity. And you get a lot of this in the very famous region of Champagne, which many of the wines in Champagne are made with the Chardonnay grape. Pairings of Chardonnay can be all over the board because obviously Chardonnay has a lot of different styles. So for me, I love oaked styles of Chardonnay, and I really like to enjoy them with pasta with white cream sauce, or pretty much just anything that has a cream sauce. So just think about foods that will match the weight of the wine. So if you have a really light-bodied, unoaked Chardonnay, you're gonna go with a lighter dish. And then if you're going to have a really heavy, oaky, buttery Chardonnay, pair that with something that would taste good with that. By the way, Chardonnay and popcorn, awesome. All right, so Chardonnays that I recommend you try, there's so many out there. I don't know what you're going to like, but personally for me, white Burgundy wins every contest ever. This is the wine that I'm actually taking to that deserted island. But of course, white Burgundy is not cheap because it's very famous. So if you're looking for something a little bit closer to home or something that's a little bit more of a value, go to California, or if you can find an Oregon and Chardonnay, I love them too. Right now in California, I'm really loving Chardonnays from the Russian River Valley, from the Carneros region, and from the Sonoma coast because they're a little bit lighter in style, a little bit more of that white Burgundy character that I'm looking for in my wines, just overall super balanced. And if you want an even greater value Chardonnay, just try some from Chile, Argentina, Australia. There's some really great values out there. All right, so there was your Wine 101 on Chardonnay. If you like this video and you want to see more like this, make sure you hit that like button for me so that I know to make more like this in the future. And also in the comments below, let me know what your deserted island wine is, because now you know mine is white Burgundy. We all have a wine that we would have to take to a deserted island and drink for the rest of your life. Let me know what yours is in the comments below. Until next time, keep learning your drink, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. This obviously is not wine, by the way. It's beer.